August 15th, 2023. A security camera captures a woman passing through immigration at Phnom Penh International Airport. It was 28-year-old Jieun pulling a black suitcase behind her. She cleared immigration and picked up her luggage. The camera caught her walking out through the arrival gate. She stepped into the airport lobby, pulled out her phone and checked her messages. And after that moment, Jieun completely vanished. Her last Kakao Talk message was sent at 2:47 p.m. local time. "I'm here." "Where are you?" No read receipt appeared. The message was sent to her Cambodian boyfriend, Sophian. Why did Jieun board that flight to Cambodia all alone? She went to meet Sophian, a man she'd been dating online for 7 months, someone she'd never met in person. But Sophian never showed up at the airport. He didn't answer her calls either. Jieun's mother, Kim Hyun-suk, still can't bring herself to delete her daughter's last message. That was the last thing she said. "I'm here." After that, nothing. We know she made it through immigration at the airport. What happened next, nobody knows. Jieun and Sophian's first meeting goes back to January 2023. They met on a language exchange app. Jieun was using the app to practice her English. Sophian's profile said he wanted to learn Korean. "Hello, I'm Sophian from Phnom Penh. I really love Korean dramas and want to learn Korean." Their first conversation was pretty ordinary. They talked about daily life, hobbies, music they liked. Sophian sent good morning messages every single day. "Good morning. Hope you have a great day today." Jieun liked how consistent he was. Their conversations got longer and longer. Sophian talked about his family. He said he had parents and a younger sister. He told her he ran a small travel agency in Phnom Penh. "I really want to visit Korea someday. I'd love to see all your favorite places." Jieun's friend Jieun remembers that time. Jieun talked about him constantly. She said he was so kind and thoughtful. She was amazed he contacted her every single morning. After a month, they started doing voice calls. Sophian's voice was gentle. His pronunciation was rough, but he tried hard to speak Korean. "Jieun, did you have a hard day?" "It's okay. Tomorrow will be better." Jieun found comfort in talking to Sophian. Whenever work stressed her out, she'd open up to him. Sophian always listened. He didn't give advice so much as show empathy. That must have been really tough. "You're doing great, you know." On the 3rd-month mark, Sophian sent his photo for the first time. It was taken in front of a market. He was smiling brightly. Jieun sent her photo too, a selfie she'd taken at a cafe. Sophian replied immediately, "You're so beautiful. I bet you're even prettier in person." Jieun felt her face flush. It had been a long time since she'd felt this kind of excitement. As they entered their 4th month, their relationship deepened. They video called every night. Some nights they'd talk until 1 a.m. Sophian was curious about Jieun's day. "What did you have for lunch today? Anything happen at work?" Jieun felt like his interest was genuine. Early May, Sophian said he wanted to send her a gift for the first time. "I prepared something special for you. Can you give me your address?" A week later, a package arrived at Jieun's house. It was a traditional Cambodian scarf and a handwritten letter. The letter was written in clumsy Korean. "To Jieun, talking with you is the happiest time for me. I really want to meet you someday. Sophian." Jieun carefully placed the letter in her bedside drawer. She even showed it off to Jieun. "I think this guy's for real. I didn't expect him to go this far." But in mid-June, Sophian suddenly had a problem. He said his younger sister was sick. "The hospital bills are really high and I'm worried. I'm the only family she has and I don't know what to do." Jieun got worried. "How much do you need?" Sophian refused at first. "No, it's okay. I'll figure it out myself." But when Jieun kept asking, he reluctantly said, "I think around $300 would do it. But I don't want to burden you." Jieun hesitated. Should she really send money to someone she'd never even met? But they'd built trust over 7 months. He contacted her every day and treated her sincerely. Jieun sent the money. Sophian sent a thank you message. "Thank you so much. I'll definitely pay you back. You're the most precious person in my life." 2 weeks later, Sophian contacted her again. He said his travel agency business was struggling. Tourists had decreased and he couldn't even pay rent. "I'm sorry to bring this up again, but you're the only person I can talk to about this." Jieun sent money again. $500 this time. Jieun was worried. "Jieun, you've never even properly seen this guy's face. You had a few video calls and now you're sending money?" Jieun answered, "He's different. I can feel he's really struggling. He said he'd pay me back when we meet. Late July. Sophian made a suggestion. Jieun, come visit Cambodia. I'll show you around. Phnom Penh is such a beautiful place. Jieun hesitated, but she wanted to meet Sophian in person. She wanted to confirm the feelings they'd built over 7 months. Okay, I'll come. I'll take vacation in August and visit. Sophian was thrilled. Really? That's amazing. I'll pick you up at the airport. I'll make this the best trip ever. Jieun booked her flight. Departure on August 15th, a 3-day trip. As she packed, she felt both excitement and nervousness. She was finally going to meet Sophian. August 15th at 9 a.m. Jieun departed from Incheon Airport. Flight time was 5 hours. On the plane, Jieun reread the messages she'd exchanged with Sophian. I'll be waiting at the airport. I'll be wearing a yellow shirt. 1:30 p.m. She arrived at Phnom Penh International Airport. She cleared immigration and collected her luggage. Walking out through the arrival gate, Jieun looked around. She searched for someone wearing a yellow shirt, but she didn't see anyone. Jieun turned on her phone. As soon as roaming connected, she sent Sophian a message. I'm here. Where are you? No reply came. No read receipt either. Jieun sat on a bench in the airport lobby and waited. 10 minutes passed. 20 minutes passed. Still no reply. Jieun called him. The phone rang, but he didn't answer. She called again. This time it was busy. Jieun's heart started racing. Was something wrong? Had there been an accident? 2:30 p.m. Jieun sent another message. Are you okay? Did something happen? Please contact me. A red receipt appeared. Jieun felt relieved. If he'd read it, he must be okay. She thought a reply would come soon, but no reply came. 2:47 p.m. Jieun sent her last message. I'm really worried. Just tell me where you are. This time, even the red receipt didn't appear. Jieun paced around the airport lobby. She watched people meeting their families, smiling brightly as they left together. She felt like she was the only one left behind. 3 p.m. Jieun made a decision. She'd go find him herself. She had the address of the travel agency Sophian had given her. She got in a taxi. She showed the driver the address. The driver nodded and started driving. The car entered downtown Phnom Penh. Unfamiliar streets. Foreign signs. Jieun stared out the window, feeling anxious. After about 20 minutes, the taxi stopped. They were in front of a narrow alley. The driver pointed toward the inside of the alley. Jieun paid the fare and got out. She walked into the alley. Old buildings lined both sides. She walked while checking the address. But there was no travel agency. In its place was a small grocery store. Jieun asked the store owner. In broken English, she asked about Sophian's travel agency. The owner shook his head. He'd never heard of such a travel agency. Jieun's hands started trembling. Something was wrong. Very wrong. That evening, Jieun checked into a small hotel near the airport. As soon as she entered the room, she collapsed. She kept sending messages to Sophian. She called him too, but all her attempts vanished into thin air. Jieun started rereading their conversation history from the past 7 months, from beginning to end. That's when things started becoming visible. Strange details. She looked closely at the photos Sophian had sent. The photos supposedly taken in front of a market. The background was blurry. When she zoomed in, it looked unnatural. Jieun uploaded the photo to Google image search. Results came up. The exact same photo was posted on an Instagram account, a completely different person's account. The profile name was Rathan, a 25-year-old young man living in Phnom Penh. The photos Sophian used belonged to Rathan. Jieun couldn't breathe. She searched the other photos too. The photos supposedly taken at a cafe. The photos supposedly taken by a river. They all belonged to different people. Sophian didn't actually exist. No, someone using the name Sophian existed. But that person's face was fake. Jieun checked her money transfer records. First transfer, $300. Second transfer, $500. Third transfer, $200. Plus other small amounts, total of $1,300. The recipient's name wasn't Sophian. It was Chansotira. Jieun didn't remember that name. Had Sophian said it was his sister's name, or his business partner? She couldn't remember. Jieun examined the conversation history more carefully. Sophian's reply pattern was consistent. Every morning between 8 and 9 a.m. Every evening between 11 p.m. and midnight. He sent messages as if working on a schedule. A real boyfriend would be more irregular. Sophian's messages were too regular. The video call records were strange too. 12 video calls total. All ended within 10 minutes. There wasn't a single long call. Sophian always hung up first. Sorry, something came up suddenly. Let's talk again later. Jieun realized how foolish she'd been. All the signs were there. But she only saw what she wanted to see. She only believed what she wanted to believe. 11 p.m. Jieun called her mother Hyunsuk in Korea. Mom, I'm in Cambodia right now. Hyunsuk was shocked. What, Cambodia? Why? When did you go? Jieun held back tears as she answered, I came to meet my boyfriend, but he didn't show up. I can't reach him either. Hyunsuk immediately asked, What boyfriend? I never heard you had a boyfriend. Only then did Jieun realize she hadn't properly told her family or friends, because she herself wasn't sure, because they'd only met online. Hyunsuk said, Jieun, come home right now. It's dangerous. Just go to the airport and catch the earliest flight. Jieun couldn't answer. She couldn't just go home after coming all this way. She at least needed to know the truth. The morning of August 16th, Jieun didn't check out of the hotel. Her luggage was still in the room, but Jieun wasn't at the hotel. According to hotel staff testimony, Jieun left the hotel around 8 a.m., carrying just a small crossbody bag. She said, I'll be back. That was the last time anyone saw her. Mother Hyunsuk kept trying to contact Jieun from that afternoon, but her phone was off. Messages wouldn't go through either. August 17th, Hyunsuk reported it to Korean police. Police began coordinating with Cambodian authorities. Phnom Penh police launched an investigation. They checked the hotel CCTV. 8:15 a.m. They saw Jieun leaving the hotel lobby. She went out to the street and got in a taxi. The taxi's license plate was identified. Police found that taxi driver, 42-year-old driver Sophian. He remembered Jieun. She was a Korean woman. She showed me a piece of paper with an address. Sophian said he took Jieun to that address, an area 3 kilometers from the airport, a neighborhood called Tuek Tambuk, a place densely packed with old buildings, a place foreign tourists almost never visit. She asked to get out there, so I dropped her off. It was around 9 a.m., Sophian added. I was worried, so I asked if she was okay. That neighborhood isn't safe for foreigners to walk alone. Jieun nodded and said she was fine. Sophian drove away. That was the last sighting of Jieun. Police searched the Tuek Tambuk area. They showed Jieun's photo to residents, but nobody said they'd seen her. Jieun's cell phone location tracking results came in. The last signal was at 9:23 a.m., somewhere in the Tuek Tambuk area. After that, the signal cut off. The phone was either turned off, the battery died, or it was destroyed. Police investigated buildings in that area. Most were residential buildings. Some were small shops or warehouses, but they couldn't find any trace of Jieun. There were almost no security cameras. That neighborhood was old and run down. August 21st, Hyunsuk flew directly to Cambodia to find her daughter. She met with the detective in charge at Phnom Penh police station. We're doing our best, but we have no leads. Hyunsuk asked about Sophian. You need to find the man my daughter was supposed to meet. He must know something. The detective shook his head. Nothing comes up under the name Sophian. The account name Chansotira doesn't exist as a person. It was a fake name, a fake account. Everything was a lie. Hyunsuk checked the hotel room where Jieun had stayed. Her luggage was still there. Clothes, toiletries, a laptop. Hyunsuk opened the laptop. There was a note saved in the memo app. The date created was the night of August 15th. It was something Jieun had written at the hotel. I was a fool. Why didn't I suspect sooner? But I can't just go home like this. I at least need to know who he is. Tomorrow I'll search again, using the name Chansotira. Hyunsuk read those words and cried. Her daughter had gone out knowing the danger, to find the truth, but she never came back. Korean police expanded the investigation in cooperation with local Cambodian experts. In that process, a shocking pattern emerged, a combination of romance scams and human trafficking, a type of crime increasingly common in Southeast Asia. According to Interpol data, over the past 3 years, 17 foreign women had gone missing in Cambodia. 9 of them were cases where women entered the country to meet men they'd met online. The pattern was similar, meeting on language exchange apps or dating apps, building trust over several months, financial request, visit proposals, not showing up at the airport, losing contact, and then disappearance. Experts saw this as organized crime, beyond simple romance scams. Organizations that lure women for human trafficking. Most victims were sold to illegal casinos or entertainment establishments. Their passports were confiscated and they were forced to work. Even if they tried to escape, they didn't know where to go in a foreign country. They didn't speak the language. There was no way to ask for help. Some testimonies suggested victims were handed over to organ trafficking organizations. When Hyun-suk learned this fact, she broke down. "You're saying my daughter might be locked up somewhere right now?" Police compared and analyzed Jieun's case with other disappearance cases. Commonalities were found. All the victims had moved to similar areas, Tuek or its vicinity. There were suspicious buildings operated by foreigners in that area, disguised on the outside as guest houses or offices. When police raided, there was no evidence. The buildings were empty. They'd already moved to other locations. The organization moved quickly, as if they knew about police movements in advance. Mid-September, a victim from a similar case in Thailand was rescued. 26-year-old Japanese woman Yuki. She'd been locked in an illegal casino for 3 months before escaping. Yuki's testimony was shocking. "I also went to meet a man I met online. They gave me a ride from the airport but took me somewhere else. There were other women there too. Everyone had been tricked the same way." Yuki said she'd seen a Korean woman. "I don't remember the exact name, but I think she was called Jieun." Hyun-suk immediately went to meet Yuki. She showed her photos. Yuki shook her head. "I don't really remember the face. It was dark and everyone was exhausted." The lead went cold again. But Hyun-suk didn't give up. She held on to hope that her daughter was alive somewhere. Even after returning to Korea, she called Cambodian police every day. She checked Sophian's account every day. The account was still active. The last login was September 23rd. Someone was still using that account, probably looking for other victims. Hyun-suk reported this to police. But tracking wasn't easy. A VPN was being used. The account appeared to be shared by multiple people. October. The Korean embassy made an official request for cooperation to the Cambodian government, but there was no progress. Jieun was still missing. November 2025. It's been 15 months since Jieun disappeared. She still hasn't come back. Hyun-suk keeps Jieun's room exactly as it was. The bed, the desk, the closet, everything just as it was the day Jieun left. On the desk sits the letter Sophian sent. To Jieun. "Talking with you is the happiest time for me. I really want to meet you someday." It was all lies, from beginning to end. But Jieun believed it was sincere. Hyun-suk sometimes opens Jieun's Kakao Talk. The last message is still there. "I'm here." "Where are you?" The red receipt is showing. But there's no reply. A reply that will never come. Friend Soo-jin still waits for Jieun too. "When Jieun comes back, I have something to say first. That I'm sorry. That I should have stopped her." Cambodian police classified the case as unsolved. There were no new leads. The organization left no traces. A person named Sophian didn't exist. The name Chansotira was also fake. Everything evaporated. Except for Jieun. But one small clue was recently discovered. Late October. In a village in Laos bordering Cambodia, there was a tip that an unidentified woman had been brought to a small hospital there. She was supposedly muttering in Korean. Hyun-suk immediately headed to Laos, but the woman had already left the hospital. Someone had taken her, without even confirming her identity. They checked the CCTV footage. The face wasn't clearly visible. The build was similar to Jieun's, but they couldn't be certain. Hyun-suk watched that footage and broke down once again. Was that our Jieun? If I'd gotten there just a little faster, could I have met her? Nobody could answer. Even now somewhere, on online chat apps, people like Sophian are active, sending sweet messages, saying they'll send gifts, proposing meetings. And someone else gets fooled. Because they want to believe. Because they want to be loved. Because they want to believe it's real. They board a plane. To a foreign country. Trusting just one person. And they disappear. Hyun-suk opens Jieun's Kakao Talk today too. "I'm here." "Where are you?" Read. Below it, empty space. Space for a reply. Hyun-suk looks at that space every day, hoping that someday Jieun's message will appear. "Mom, it's me. I'm sorry. I'm coming home now." But that message never comes. Where is Jieun? Even at this moment, is she somewhere trying to find a way home? Or has she already met the ending we don't want to think about? And Sophian, the person hiding behind that name, where is he now, chatting with whom? Is he looking for another Jieun? Nobody can answer these questions. Nobody at all.